Hey there, and welcome to Science with Simpson. This week looks a little bit different, and I'm shooting this live to you from home downstairs in my own science lab. So we're going to pretend today with a few little key things that'll help you for this week if you're coming traditional on Monday, 5 days a week, or if you're going to start with this hybrid on Tuesday for 6th graders, Wednesday for 7th graders, 8th grade, Thursday. Okay, here we go. The first thing is you enter into my lab. I'm going to squirt you with a little bit of hand sanitizer as you enter, and then I'm going to check your temperature. Then you will enter into my lab. So come on in as we go. Now, again, this is my lab at home, but you'll also realize that a lot of the equipment and things that you see here are from my classroom last year. I needed a place for it to go. So keep on coming with me into the lab. And this week, what we're talking about all week long is lab safety. So come on in. I want to show you just a couple things that you might remember. Something that travels with me everywhere that we go is my handy dandy globe, because you never know where in the world you're going to be doing Science with Simpson. Today, I brought you downstairs into my own lab. And so you can see some of the things that have been with us along our entire journey. And for those of you who are new here, well, welcome to my lab. So, a couple of things with science and with lab safety this week. You're going to start out with my favorite lab safety video. And one thing we'll talk about, as you are taking in chemicals, you always want to waft. Never breathe directly into the chemicals. Also, with your hair, you're going to want to, when we're working with the lab, always bring something to pull your hair back. Another huge key for lab safety. Thank you to my videographer. Another huge key with lab safety is we will always wear goggles, eye protection when needed. Something I forgot that's going to be new to you if you're in person with me this week is you'll always be wearing a mask. So will I. We're going to talk a little bit more about what to expect this week with Science with Simpson. Whew, guys. This online teaching thing, it's no joke. I'm telling you, this is like my prep station, and I'm here ready for you. So let's take a look at exactly what's expected of you this week, whether you are at home, whether you are hybrid coming on your day, or whether you are 5 days face-to-face with this every day. I want to show you a couple things that you need to make sure you do all day, every day. Let's start first by looking at a computer. Come on over. So here's what we're looking at on the stream. Here are some updates from Monday, August 31st. Please make sure you've read every single thing that has to do with Monday. Now, if you are going to school on Monday, if you are staying online on Monday or hybrid, in your first period, every student is going to have an attendance, some type of assignment to complete. Look at that, by 9-10 in the morning. Make sure that regardless if you're at home, if you are hybrid, still at home, or if you are face-to-face, you complete that by 9-10. All students who are on campus tomorrow only, if you are ordering lunch, you are the only students who will be completing this form. Otherwise, we have also added for students on campus a restroom sign out. Look at me for just a minute. If you're at home and you need to use the restroom, you don't need to sign out on that. It's okay. You can go to the bathroom. You don't have to sign out. But if you're on campus, we need to keep some type of an accountability for students when they're using the restroom. Okay? So at home, feel free. You go. But on campus, we need to sign out for the restroom. Okay. Let me say this one more thing too about lunch. If you purchase a lunch on here, if you sign for it, you will be charged. So know that, okay? Free and reduced lunch, there's a link for you to go ahead and apply. I encourage everyone to always apply. Okay, so for the week. So here we are under classwork. We've gone into classwork for every student. Look under Module 1, Lab Safety and Inquiry. Under materials with the bookmark. If you click there, all of your materials for the entire week, they're here. And so we've started with a Google Doc. I always want you to read the Google Doc first. this gives you an idea of our very first standard that we're covering. We are covering defining a problem and using our curriculum and reference to support scientific understanding, plan and carry out that investigation. We're going to make systematic observations, identify variables, collect and organize data, interpret data in charts, tables, graphs, analyze and make predictions, and defend our conclusions. We're also going to discuss and characterize science and its methods. Look at number 1, live sessions. We are now on live sessions every single class period. I want to host Monday. I encourage everyone to attend our live session on Monday during our class schedule. Now, you're going to use the same link in Google Classroom to attend. These sessions will be recorded, so if you can't make it, you can always click back and I will post under live sessions, Monday's live session there for you, and the same with Tuesday. What you're going to be walking through this week for number 2 is a lab safety digital notebook. The entire notebook is here for you. Now, under the lab safety notebook, it is interactive, and so what that means is you have stop signs and different things that you're going to have to do throughout the week. So we'll look at that in a minute since it's being a little booger and won't let me open it. So we'll look at that lab safety notebook. Due Friday is the Polk County safety contract for labs. You'll have to fill that out and send it in. If you are online or hybrid, here's what I want to encourage you to do. Scan it, sign it, and you can send it back into me. If you have an iPhone, you can now use your notes as a scanner. You can scan it, sign it, send it back in. An incredible project we're doing. Fun. Number 3, our lab safety memes, which will be due Thursday, and a web quest, which covers a lot of the information discussed in our standard, will be due on Friday. This is our information for the week that lists everything you need to do. Now let's take a specific look at these assignments. Remember, under materials, these are never editable. But under the actual assignment that looks like a clipboard, they are. So here's our lab safety notebook. Every student has a copy. I'll just show you really quickly the video that I talked about right here, my favorite. You'll click on and watch this video, and then you're going to add the 5 safety tips that you've seen that you need to include while working in the lab. The next slide. Look, there's so many things that are wrong and happening in this particular picture. What I need you to do is grab one of your red circles over here, and you're going to drag and drop this where you see the students doing something wrong. So here I see fire in the trash can. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that circled, and when we submit it, I'll see it, but you want to put all 10, drag and drop them where you see something happening that's wrong, and then you're going to pick one example that you saw and type in why you see that it would be wrong. Next is just a bit of fun with Quizlet. We have all of these different science tools that you need to become familiar with and their names. So I would encourage you to play this Quizlet, get familiar with their names, and then you're going to label the lab equipment. So here's an example of goggles, and there's the image. They protect your eyes from chemicals. You'd be able to come back here now, click on this text, and label that picture goggles. So you want to do that for all of these. By the end of Monday, you've completed the slides and you can stop here. Now, I do want to say this. If you're an overachiever like me, most definitely you could go on and work through what is due by Tuesday. The entire lab safety notebook will be due by Wednesday. I do want to talk a little bit about this page. There are 8 individual spaces on this particular page. There are 8 sets of rules in our lab safety contract from Polk County. Here's the lab safety contract that you will be signing. We have split this into 8 sections, and from each of the 8, there are a total of 60 overall lab safety rules, and you can choose one from each section and put that in this big poster right here. We went ahead and broke it down for you. Set 1 covers rules 1 through 7, all about student behavior. So you may even want to come up here type in the individual box and say, hey, this is rules 1 through 7, student behavior. And you may just want to summarize about student behavior. That is absolutely, totally, and completely acceptable. And so that's what we're looking for. When you've completed the entire notebook, you will, mine says share, but for you it will say by Wednesday, turn in. And that is what is expected for your digital notebook. Next, oh my gosh, I'm so excited and I cannot wait. I love memes. I love things that just make me laugh. And so to show me that you fully understand and you're ready to promote lab safety, you're going to Google 3 popular blank memes. This little baby who holds his fist, he is so popular. And so you're going to come up with a clever meme and then also add your words. He says, look, read lab before class. Totally knew what to do during the experiment, okay? We can look over here at Bill 9. He says, safety, just do it. So you're going to come up with 3 clever lab safety memes, and then this is editable, so your work will be here. Again, this is due Thursday. When you're done, click turn in, and then Friday. Here's what I'm encouraging you, and I said this here. When you're done with your memes, begin working on the web quest, because this might be what takes you the longest amount of time. So there are 5 questions at the top, specifically about theory and law. Part 2, just ask us to label the scientific method, and there's 2 videos for you to watch about scientific method. And after that, specifically about variables, and we'll talk a lot more this week. That's why it's very important for you to come to class on Monday. But whether in Zoom, all right, look at me again. I really want you to come to class on Monday during our time, whether it's in Zoom, whether it's in traditional, or if you're in hybrid, I want you to come to Zoom on Monday, and that way we can talk more about all these incredible things. But it's going to be a fun week. I look forward to seeing you all, and take it easy. All right, bye.